My daughter Hailey is turning 24 years old, and she asked me to make her a flourless torte for her birthday. Now, I've never made one before, but she's been asking and asking. I thought this is perfect. So let's make a flourless torte, and you're gonna be making it or watching me make it for the very first time. I've been all about first lately. I've been making a lot of different things, but I told you I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone and make things and do things that I'm not used to doing or might be uncomfortable doing when it comes to like cooking and things like that. So I'm a little nervous to make this, but I got a recipe all made up. I got it in my notebook, and so I'm super excited to try it. And so this is gluten-free. Like, if you can't have gluten, this is the perfect dessert for you. So fingers crossed that it works out for her birthday. So let's get going on this flourless torte for my daughter Hailey's 24th birthday, which is tomorrow. But the reason I'm making it a day before is because it has to set in the fridge for 6 hours or overnight before you can add the glaze and complete the process. So I think it's gonna be fast making it, but then it has to set for a while. So I thought, okay, we'll make it, and then while it's going, I can get other stuff done, other birthday stuff done. So, okay, let's get making this flourless torte. I'm super excited. Super excited. I've already done a lot of the prep work. I got my oven preheating at 300 degrees. I have my springform pan. I have all the ingredients out ready to go. And it really is, looking at the directions, super simple. So I have my eggs back here because your eggs have to be at room temperature. So I would suggest grabbing your eggs out hours before you think you're gonna make it, because you do need them at room temperature, and then get all your ingredients ready to go, your springform pan. I'm super excited, and she's really excited. And I think I'm gonna have to make two, because I made key lime pie not too long ago, and it literally lasted not even 2 days. The one pie was gone right after dinner. The second pie, Emily and Hailey had a piece for breakfast, and then my guys came in for lunch. They had more for lunch, and I had to save one last piece for my husband for that night. So I'm kind of thinking, if these are as good as the ones we buy at our local bakery, they're gonna be gone fast. And a torte isn't as thick as a cake, it's a little thinner, so I thought I might wanna do two. So yeah, I got everything ready to go, my springform pan, and so I'm gonna do things a little differently this time. I'm actually gonna give you a close-up of everything I'm making. So you'll hear me, but I thought, you know what? I know for me, when I make different things or I'm watching somebody make it, it's nice to actually have a close-up so I can kind of see what they're doing. So we'll try it out. You guys let me know. After I make this video, being close-up with everything, let me know. Did you like it? Would you rather see me and do it? Would you rather be close-up? But okay, so let's stop talking because I gotta get this going. Because like I said, it cooks for 40 minutes, but it has to be in the fridge for 6 hours. So I gotta have this cake ready by tomorrow, but kind of ready by tonight so I can take it out in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's get going. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're going to butter the edges because you don't want it to stick. We're gonna butter the sides. And this is a 9-inch springform pan. I also put a little butter on the bottom, so now we're gonna lay down a piece of parchment paper, because you don't want it to stick. There we go. All right, that's in there. There we go. And now we're gonna dust it with a little bit of cocoa powder, and then just kind of, you want it all over. You want it all over, so we're just gonna dust this until you see it all over the parchment. There we go. Okay, let's get that middle looking good. There we go. So you want to dust off the excess of this, and now it's time to get our torte going. We're gonna start by cracking your 5 eggs into the bowl at room temperature. There we go. All right, let's whisk the eggs. There we go. Turn it down and let's add a cup of sugar. 2 tablespoons of water. 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Oh, there we go. And we're gonna mix again until this is nice and bubbly. The color is gonna be pale and it's gonna double in size. We're gonna do it on medium speed. So it's gonna be pale in color, foamy, and double in size. So it'll probably take a couple minutes to get there. Okay, we're really close. Once this is done, we're gonna add semi-sweet chocolate chips and butter together, microwave it until it's melted, and then we're gonna let it cool for about 5 minutes, and then add it to our egg mixture. Okay, we are so close. Look how it's lightened in color. See how it's kind of foamy? It's doubled in size. It actually kind of looks a little creamy. Oh yeah, that looks good. All right. Okay, we're gonna set this aside and now get the chocolate chips and butter ready. Into our bowl, we're gonna add 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips. I got minis and chunks in there. I didn't have actual like the regular size chips. That's okay. I don't wanna lose any of these chocolate chips. And then it's 1.5 sticks of butter. You're gonna microwave it until it's nice and smooth. So I suggest microwaving it for 30 seconds. Your butter will melt. Mix it in with the chips, then microwave it another 30 seconds and pull it out, because even though it looks like the chips aren't melted, as you stir it, they will melt, and you don't want to overheat it. If you lose your chocolate, you're gonna have to start over again. See how my butter's melted? Now I'm just gonna mix that in the chips and help it even get more melted. So that was about 25 seconds. All right, that looks good. Now let's put it in for another 25 seconds. All right, so let's mix this up, get all that chocolate into it, and then we wanna set it aside for a couple minutes because you want it to cool. Now it might not be completely cold, you just don't want it scorching hot because you don't wanna temper your eggs or scramble your eggs. If it's too hot, we'll have an egg mess. Okay, ooh, look at that, looks great. Who'd have known butter and chocolate? Holy cow, amazing. All right, let's pour the chocolate in. And it didn't take no time. Like it was cold right away. Like not even a minute. Okay, let's get that chocolate in there. Make sure you get it all. No chocolate left behind. Let's mix it on medium speed. Now it's starting to look like a torte. I'm gonna mix it really good till it's all mixed in there. And then we have some cocoa powder to add to it. Let's crank up that speed a little bit. Gonna add a 1/3 cup of cocoa powder and then a tablespoon of espresso. Now I'm using this. It's the Nescafe Gold Espresso Blonde and it's a tablespoon. Coffee tends to bring out the flavor of the chocolate. There we go. Now we're gonna mix again. Sorry, I got creaky floors. Start off low so you don't get that powder going everywhere. Once you get the powder mixed in, then pick it up a little bit. All right. Doesn't that look amazing? Can't wait to try it. So good. All right. That actually wasn't bad at all. Didn't take hardly any time. All right, we're gonna pour it into our springform pan. Make sure you butter those edges. Put the powder on the bottom. Looks just like a regular cake, but with no flour. And so we're gonna bake it at 350 for 40 to 45 minutes. So what you're gonna be looking for is you want the outside to be completely done, and the inside, when you put a toothpick in it, it's gonna come out like a little clumpy, not like smooth, like it shouldn't come out with like regular batter. It's gonna be a little clumpy, but the edges are gonna be cooked. And so when you take it out, you're gonna think it's not done. So it is going to look under, you know, like I tell you guys with my cookies, that you make sure when they start goldenly brown on the outside to take them out, they're gonna look like they're not done on the inside. But you have to remember, when something's hot, when you take it out of the oven, it doesn't stop cooking because it has to cool. Cooling means it's done cooking. So if you take something out too late, it's gonna be overdone because it's continuing to cook. Okay, let me just get this off the edge here. All right, now we're gonna get it all ready to go here. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab some tin foil, a pan, because you wanna put your springform pan in tin foil, and you wanna pull up the sides of it because we're gonna put this in a pan with water because the water keeps it moist and keeps it from cracking. So you're kind of cooking it in a water bath. So let me get the tin foil, get the pan, and we're gonna get it in the oven because, like I said, 40 to 45 minutes. Outside's completely done. Inside, when you pull a knife or a toothpick, it'll be like clumpy, and that tells you that it's done. So we're gonna crisscross this like this. Put your pan on it, and you just wanna pull up the sides because you don't want no water getting into your cake, because then it will not work. So pull up the sides and just fold them down. All right. And really get that tin foil really close to your pan, because a couple of them, you know, like this one's low, but you have one underneath it. Get it really tight next to there. We don't want any water seeping in when it's cooking. All right, and so I'm gonna be using a pizza pan. Set it in the middle, and now I'm gonna go grab some water. Okay, so you wanna pour it at least halfway up. I think I'll do a little under halfway. You have to be very careful when you put it in the oven. Really make sure that tin foil is close. Okay, so I have the water in here. It is 300 degrees for 40, 45 minutes. I know I already told you before, but you want the edges to be all completely done, and the inside, when you put a toothpick, is gonna be clumpy. Now, when you take it out of the oven and it cools, it takes about probably 30 minutes to cool. It's gonna settle in the middle, and that's okay, because then we are going to put it in the fridge for 6 hours, and then we're gonna take it out. So it is the process is longer after you make it, but we literally just made this in like less than 10 minutes. So it's the cooking process, the setting process, and then we're gonna put a glaze over it after it's set in the fridge. So I'm gonna cook it. I'll show you what it looks like when it's done, stick it in the fridge, and then we're gonna come back and later and finish it. So yeah, I can't believe I'm making a flourless torte for the very first time. We usually buy them at the bakery, and they're like $45 to buy one of these. And I made it for a fraction of that price. And I'm actually gonna be making two. So basically, I can make two for maybe what, 15, 20 bucks? So I can make two for the price of one. Amazing. So they're both out. Here's the one we did together, and then I made another one. So this one is beautiful. Like it's nice and soft. No water got into it. This one, the top is hard, almost like a brownie. And I noticed that there was a lot of water that had seeped in. So I don't know if this is why this one's hard. But this one is beautiful. So I'm not really sure what I did. If you've made these before, throw me a comment and say, this is might have been what you did. But so they just got to cool for about 30 minutes. I'm going to throw them in the fridge for 6 hours. Then we're going to loosen up the sides, flip them over, and then the top becomes the bottom and the bottom becomes the top. But they smell really good. And the batter was super yummy. I had to try a little bit of it, but here they are. Next step, refrigerator. So it's set. I just opened the springform pan and it didn't stick at all. I had put butter around it, like I said. So it looks really good. I have my chocolate and my butter. So the glaze is 2/3 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips and 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm gonna nuke that for about 20-25 seconds, let it cool, and then that's gonna go over the top. So I got my plate here. I'm just gonna put it over the top, just like that, and flip it. Can you see that? Let's go down, you can see that. There we go, okay. Now I've already iced one of them. There we go. Okay, so I've already iced one and it's in the fridge. So you're just gonna take the top off and then take the parchment paper off. There we go, just peel that over. So you might wanna make sure that the parchment paper is the same size as the bottom. Mine overlapped a little bit. And so there we go. All right, look at that. And so it's not very thick. That's why I'm making 2. So now I'm gonna get the chocolate ready to go. We're gonna put it on the top, and then I have a little bit of raspberries that I'm gonna stick in the middle. I cannot wait to try this. I really hope it worked. Yummy. So, nuked. See, you'll see like it has butter, and then the butter will melt on the top, and then just mix it through. I had to use chocolate chunks because I think I had said earlier I ran out of the semi-sweet. And it's gonna be super like watery looking. When I did the first one, I was a little nervous because I'm like, you know, when I put it on the cake or the torte, is it gonna fall off the sides? And it didn't. So it says to melt just before, like nuke it just before the chocolate chips start to melt because the butter's hot. It's gonna help you melt the chocolate. So get this all, the other one turned out super cute, but I want to do this with you. I don't want to show you guys what it looks like. I want you to see it for the first time. Okay, that looks good. See how nice and smooth that is? So you're just gonna let it set, maybe just like a minute. The last one I did, it like cooled right away because you're not, you know, microwaving it till it's scorched. You're just a little bit till it starts to melt. So yeah, that looks good. Okay. So now it's time to top my torte. I'm super excited. Top my torte. It makes me think of when people twerk. Top my torte. Okay, let's get this top done because I want to get in the fridge and then it'll be ready for tomorrow. All right, so you're just gonna pour it in the middle because we're gonna spread it to the edges. So just pour it in the middle, get all that out of there. And then we're gonna spread it. There we go. All right. So start in the middle, spread it to the outskirts. Now you don't want it to go over the edges. If it does, you know, it's okay, but you want it to stay on top. So you're gonna go almost to the very edge, but not to the edge, if that makes any sense. It's gonna harden up fast, so it shouldn't be super drippy. That's why you don't want to, you want it to wait till it cools because you just want it to sit on the cake. Or I keep saying the cake, but it's a torte. The cake has flour, right? I mean, I guess you can have cakes without flour. Okay, look how beautiful that is. Oh my goodness. Now I have a couple raspberries to set on top of it. There we go. How cute is that? I sure hope it tastes amazing. Look how beautiful that is. I love it so much. It's like a professional flourless torte. I did it. It's a little lopsided, but for the most part, I think it turned out really good. Look at how shiny that is. It's gonna set when I put it in the fridge. Got a couple little raspberries on it. Yay! Well, thanks so much on joining me. I'm making my very first flourless torte for my daughter Hailey's 24th birthday. So you'll see us eat it on her birthday, and then we'll see what everybody thought of it. I'll like have them taste it and be like, okay, what's your thoughts? And be honest, but I mean, it looks like the ones we get in the store, so I don't really know. So there it is. Okay, thank you so much. And look out for the next video, which is gonna be Hailey's birthday.